Lima, what's up? We'll be there in 1 minute. Yo, what is up? Welcome to UG with Duff and Eazzzy. I'm Duff, and that's Rastafarian Big Eazzzy joining us from snowy, ice-filled down the road. Man, we got a little bit of a winter event happening here in Southern Ontario. And it's the first one of the season, the real first real one. And it is something else. Hello to some people out there. Philip's here, Pappy's here, Lima's here. First comment out of his mouth is, look at Eazzzy. I love it. Look at this guy. He is awesome. The problem with the winter thing going on right now, it's not even snowblower. It's just like freezing rain. I think we're going to get, I don't know, 3-4 inches later, but it's just ugly out there. You don't want to be on the roads.
Oh, for sure.
So, Ultimate Golf. Where are we at right now? We're getting close to Christmas, which means next week we'll be all full of all sorts of fun events. And look at that. Eazzzy sporting the big Team Canada jersey for the Big World Junior Championship starting on Boxing Day. Prelims start just a couple days before Christmas, I think. But here's what we're here for. Here is the codes for tonight. What's up, Jeff Landon? Seattle, SEA, San Francisco, SF. Those are live right now, so go in. You guys know what you're doing. Enter the codes, enter the tournament, and do your best. What's going on in the world of UG right now? We've got the Over the Mountain Showdown. So a little bit of change this time to the formatting on that. So we had 3 days of qualifying, so that's all said and done. So now we're on the semifinal stage. So the wins changed from qualifying to the semifinal round. So you got a different set of wins now, and you've got all 18, right? What's going to happen, though, is the wins are going to be the same from the semifinal to the final. So you've got 48 hours, less than that now, to complete your semifinal round, but pay attention, make some notes, use those practice pins if that's what you like to do, because the wins will be the exact same in the final. So that is a change from previous versions of this tournament. We had a 4-day, the Global Cup started today as well. So that is 4 different courses over 4 days, and that is a cumulative tournament. So that is also a little bit of a change in style, because normally on these 4-day cumies, we do the same course over and over and over. But this time with the World Cup and it all happening, so it's 4 different courses, and it is 4 different countries, which is kind of cool. I like this format better. Then you can't just. We've already got one this week where you just dial in your shots and do what you want. That's the showdown. And in this one, let's see what you got. Right. So you got 4 days, 4 courses.
Perfect.
And yeah, put up or shut up, basically. Landrew's asking, did Eazzzy do something different with his hair? All right, you gotta put the beard thing on. You gotta show us. Oh. Just show us what it looks like with it on. This is what happens in Canada. So it gets cold out, and we all go a little bit crazy. And you end up at 4 o'clock in the morning buying something like this off the internet. And wait till you see when he's got this on in the full. So he was in regular mode, and wait, just like Crocs, now he's in sport mode. Look at this guy. There are no words. This is absolutely incredible. And look at he can give his hair a little flip too. It's like got strands. Yeah. Oh my lord!
You can style it this way. You can do a spiked gladiator mohawk. You can do a Viking kind of a helmet. Oh, I don't know. Oh. I've worn this with no shirt outside, cleaning the snow one day, and my neighbors, let me tell you, like
they're used to it. Is for the first couple years they were like, "Oh my god, look what that guy's doing next door," and now they're like, "There goes Eazzzy again."
There's that one meme on the internet with Jack Nicholson with his hair all sideways. It says, "Every once in a while, I like to take the vacuum out and run that across the driveway just so my neighbors don't talk to me."
You're there, buddy. You're there.
Woo!
All right, let's get to the fun, the meat of the potatoes. What show was that? What was the one? Yep, where they were bidding all the time. California. There was Jared and Brandy. Storage Wars. That's what that one guy used to say all the time. The meat of the potatoes. Anyway, here we go. We are off and running. Big guy, take it away.
Okay. Not too much talking today. We've got a few slides. Thanks to Duff for putting all this together, but we'll just run through quick. So the regular opening slide shows you what I'm going to talk about quickly. Thursday night matchup. We've got, we'll talk about the opening lines, the numbers, where they're at now, anything to discuss there, anything related with weather. We'll do a quick injury report just to see if there's anything there that shouldn't be there. We'll talk about some trends and key information. We'll talk about Mr. Irrelevant. You've heard a lot about Mr. Irrelevant lately. Fun facts about that. We'll get into why it's called that and what that means and everything else. And then we'll finish with the slides about the numbers and where you can put some bets on for tonight. So, okay, 49ers are visiting. They are in Seattle at Lumen Field. 49ers 9-4. They're first in the NFC West versus the 7-6 Seahawks, who are second in the NFC West. The line currently, as we see right now, is San Francisco -3.5 favorites. The over/under is 43. I think it squeaked up to 43.5. I don't see it going up. I see it coming down, to be honest. This screams under in my eyes, but it is what it is. So, quickly on to the weather one. I was going to throw another slide in here, but I don't know how many people watch hockey or would have gotten this. But
you reached your limit for slides. You are at your slide limit.
Oh, I am, but I was going to make this. This was going to be a 3-in-1 one instead of a 2-in-1. It was going to be something else underneath the dome there. See, that's not quite a dome. It's like a half a dome. It's a beautiful stadium, eh? Like, look at that nice picture of Lumen Field out at night. But clear skies, smooth sailing, zero wind. I think like 4 or 5 mile an hour at game time. This is almost like it's not a dome. So the stands are covered, but the field is exposed, kind of a deal. So I was going to put up the Al Iafrate monkey bum mullet head. If you know who Al Iafrate is, he's got a bald patch on the top of his head, and then he's got the party, like the Yager party mullet in the back. So it's like kind of like a half dome, but not. But it looks like a monkey bum. But anyways. So not too much going on there with the weather. So smooth sailing there. What else do we have? Injury report. Duff already mentioned that this is like in a 1.73 font, so no one's going to be able to see it. But it was just more about the volume and showing you things. Like if you look at the very right side of the top portion of that spreadsheet, that's the Seattle one. Like wowzers, they don't have much. I mean, this might be one of the nicest injury reports I've seen. Not going to help them much tonight. But, I mean, they've got a couple of guys that are questionable, but that's about it. I mean, they've got their whole contingent of guys. I mean, I like it. And they've got what's his name? Kenneth Walker III, that running back. He's coming back, which will help them tonight. But so they've got a full complement. Niners a little bit different. We know Jimmy G is out for the year. The other one that is bothering me is a little bit is Brock Purdy has got some stomach issues going on right now and some rib stuff. They actually list him as questionable, as the crow flies right now, like live. So we'll see what happens. I'm betting this on Purdy tonight. There's no way that Josh Johnson's going to play. I mean, it's got to be this Brock guy. I mean, the legend came in last week, beat Tom Brady on his first ever start. I don't think anyone's ever done that. I think that was a record. First start in the NFL, and he beat Tom Brady. That doesn't happen often. So they call him Mr. Irrelevant. The Brock Purdy drafted 7th round, 262nd overall. That's the very last pick of the draft. That's dead nuts last. It's like, I guess you get that guy left over. So that's why they call him Mr. Irrelevant. And it was a bit of a shot early on, but it's actually taken on a life of its own. Like, I don't want to say it's a term of endearment because it's not, but they actually do things for it now. Like, the NFL will sends him and his family out to Fort Myers for a week, I believe, in the summertime. And they also have a trophy. So if you know the Heisman Trophy, they have a Lozman Trophy where the Heisman fella is fumbling the football. So that's hilarious. And they call it Mr. Irrelevant. So the article is going out now. Is this the first ever relevant Mr. Irrelevant? Like, you saw him last week, and we talked about this. It'd be I don't know if you heard me talk about it. I talked about it being an Army and a Navy game. They won't put him in any positions to make him fail. They'll give him the ball a lot of run plays. Christian McCaffrey's going to get the ball 1,000 times, and so is Jordan Mason. And he won. Played a great game. So pretty neat stat about that being drafted last overall, and now it's actually turning into a life of its own. The next slide is where it's at, folks. I mean, this is literally where it's at. Seattle had a little bit of a run there, when they had the Legion of Boom and all their guys in the 2000s, and Richard Sherman, who thought he was the best in the league. But I mean, just because no one throws at you, I mean, that might be respect, but I don't think you're the best. But anyways, he's a mouthpiece. They had run off 4 wins in a row. They lost their last one. But look at this. This is just scary on the right side. Niners defense. Oh, Mr. Bosa. Call him Mr. whatever you do. Call him Mr. B. Call him whatever. This is dangerous. I don't know what you want to do tonight. Like, yeah, I mean, the goal is always to have the other team's defense on the field as long as you can to tire them out and then see what happens. But oh man, I don't know. Like, you don't want any part of this defense. You don't want them on the field at all. I'm hoping that your special teams can do something. They're gonna have a tough time. I mean, Pete Carroll's a good coach. We talk about parodying the NFL. It's a great league. It's a big league. No one is excited to go 0-16 like my Lions did at one point in time. Every team is beatable. Any given Sunday. I mean, they made a movie about it. It's a famous saying. These are professionals, and I go back to all the, like when Alabama had their run. Oh, do you think Alabama could beat the Jets? No, not even close. Those are large children playing a men's game. If they come in the NFL, they will get lit. I'm not even sure Alabama scores. You know what? They're professionals. These guys have big egos, and they're very protective of their game. You're not going to get any college team come in and light up anyone on the NFL. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Next week we might put up some slides. We'll combine some slides or information about the playoff run because we're getting real close here. So I believe the 49ers actually clinch a playoff spot tonight. Probably do themselves a pretty big solid in terms of clinching the division. But I bet you just due to the math, they could still run out if Seattle wins outright and San Fran loses outright after tonight. They could probably lose by a game because there's 4 games left, right? So there's only two differential in their wins right now. So if they win tonight, it'll be 3. We'll see what happens. I mean, they would lose the home and home, but whatever. Seattle's on the outside. I mean, they're going to be a wild card spot. I mean, my Lions are even in the hunt in terms of a playoff hunt. They theoretically could win outright, but we've got to play the Jets this week, which is a huge task going into New York. So we'll see what happens. But I've got some numbers here. 98% for San Fran to make the playoffs. Obviously, 94% for the division. They're only a 4% Super Bowl favorite right now. Just in terms of that, 24% chance the Eagles win, 19% chance the Bills win. Chiefs are at 17. Cowboys are up there at 14. The Bengals are up there at 7. San Fran dropped about 5 spots because of the Jimmy G loss. They're saying that they might be able to still do it with Purdy, but it would have been a lot easier with Jimmy G. So not too much here, folks. It's going to be, Christian McCaffrey's going to get the ball a ton. It's going to be a ground game. I'm even looking at their secondary back to get a ton of yards. Jordan Mason, I'll probably look at some numbers there. We'll get down to the grades and the slides here. We're almost done. Stay with us. We're talking quicker. Purdy versus Geno Smith. I mean, you maybe give the edge to Geno, but it's, again, what have you done for me lately? They'll find ways to lose games. They're not very good. Love McCaffrey. I forgot my verses. Versus Rashad Penny and Walker. Walker's back. That's a little bonus for them, but there's no way two of those guys are even better than McCaffrey. You got Brandon Ayuk and Little versus Metcalf, Goodwin, and Lockett. I mean, big targets out there. You're going to have to be Geno's going to run for his life. He's going to have to throw the ball, get rid of it. If they can't move the ball and San Fran stacks the box and comes after him, they're going to have to throw it to beat him, and this could just be trouble. There's the defensive numbers, guys. San Fran, first overall in the league, just a tough defense. And not just preventing scores and keeping things. They're just mean. They're mean. They're like the Lions. Someone says, you know what? You know that you played them after the weekend's up on Tuesday, after you're in your third ice bath. You say, geez, these guys just hit. They're just solid. Huge edge to the Niners there. Coaches are kind of even. Like Shanahan, Pete Carroll, he can chew gum and run around and scream all he wants, but, proof is in the pudding. He does have the record. I'm not a Carroll fan. I don't know if my boy Spurs is going to be upset at me because he came from out there somewhere. So here it is. We've got our overall grade. We got the 49ers winning tonight as a C, 62.38%. I don't see how Seattle scores. I'm giving them 10. I really don't see how they score. It could be 9. It might be 3 field goals. It might be 6. The only way they get something is if they get a DST touchdown. If the defense steps up and I don't know, maybe Purdy hears the footsteps and he throws a pick and someone takes it back 6. I don't see how they score. Just going to be a tough game all the way around. So I got 27-10, something like that. I love San Fran tonight. Love the under. I might have to move off that. I might get it near the hook. I might have to buy that hook. McCaffrey, anytime touchdown. I got to pay a little juice on that. I like Kittle. I've always talked about tight ends, guys. I talked about their safety nets. I love Kittle at plus 180. I don't have a number yet. I'll probably take Jordan Mason rushing yards. I'll take Ayuk receiving yards. I like Bosa over half a sack and Nwasu over half a sack as well. I might parlay those two together to get a better number. But there you have it, folks. San Fran tonight. Should be fairly easy. I did mention something on one of the channels earlier talking to someone. This could be a bit of strategy too. So if you're up for a perfect record, you're obviously going to pick San Fran. But, someone joked about, I got to make sure I get my free ball. Well, you know what? If everyone is picking San Fran and you sneak in and pick Seattle and you get yourself a top 10 finish in the tournament and you're 70th because all of the beasts of Ultimate Golf have gone in and taken the San Fran bracket and you get yourself 2 flight A's, there's a bit of strategy there. Maybe you get yourself a better prize package taking the underdog. So it is what it is. Your choice, but I'm just letting you know that was for Dwayne. He wanted to make sure he got his free ball, but maybe he has a higher chance of finishing up with the Seattle pick. Who knows? Anyways, there it is. Duff, take it over, buddy.
So there we go. Big Eazzzy goes San Fran. I think in an easy decision there. 62.38%. We'll call that a C, almost a C+. The perfect pick posse, Triple P, is down under 200 now, so we'll start paying more attention to that when it gets down kind of into the double digits.
Yeah. Start changing your profile pics, people. They're your pets. Dogs, cats, snakes,
right.
mongoose, whatever you got.
That was
the lucky thing last time, wasn't it?
That is the way to get it. Hello to Cornbreads out here watching now. We got our boy from South Africa watching as well. Thank you, guys. Yeah, San Francisco. Yeah, I think the defense is unflippin' believable this year. We do an auction draft for my fantasy football league, and defense just always goes for $1. And I was feeling frisky in the draft, and I bought them for $2, which is a cardinal sin. I outbid someone, and man, I finished first in the regular season, and they are definitely one of the puzzle pieces that got me there.
Paid off in spades.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Big news in sporting world. So we do have the final of the World Cup coming up this weekend, of course, France and Argentina. I think we all wanted to see Morocco go on. Everyone loves a good Cinderella story. Unfortunately, they had lots of chances too. I didn't watch the game live, but I watched that, watch it back in 30 or whatever. And man, they did have a lot of chances. They had a post in there. They had a damn near bicycle that went in. But unfortunately, they just couldn't get it done. I'll watch that final live, though. I'll be one of the billion estimated people. Over a billion people are going to watch that match this weekend, which is absolutely incredible. It dwarfs Super Bowl, the Masters, anything else, which is pretty neat, pretty cool. And of course, there will be a football pick'em, a soccer pick'em for the World Cup final. What else we got? A couple of fun tournaments happening this weekend. I believe there's going to be a little bit of a shift in how we do the tournament, the dailies on the weekend. So it used to be one Saturday, one Sunday. Now we go back. Landon will remember this. Liam will remember this. Remember back in the old days, we used to have a red tournament. I can't remember if it was red or blue first. I think it was blue first in the morning, and then it ended, and then we started a red in the afternoon. And then they went to, let's just run them both all day long. Doing that with the tournaments this weekend. So we're just going to run them both all day Saturday and all day Sunday. So you get a chance to either wait to enter or get in them both right away, whatever your heart desires. And I do like this longer time to complete tournaments idea. When the game first started, you had like a week to complete a tournament. But then there was nothing else to do. There was only like one running at a time. Now there's so many tournament options. I kind of like the ability to enter, and maybe you bang out the front nine and then you wait. Maybe you get to it tonight. Maybe you don't. Or maybe you're not happy with your score. You screwed up a little bit and you go, oh, you know what? I got nothing going on Sunday afternoon. Why don't I replay that one? So I do like that. I think that is a move in a positive direction. And yes, lots of fun coming up next week. So it will be the Christmas week. There's some extra tournaments being thrown in. Of course, we're going to see Ice Dragon. You know it's going to happen. Ice Dragon with some new holes, actually. So we were at 6. We're going to 9 holes for the Ice Dragon, which is good. So now you not get all the repeats. I don't mind playing the same hole twice in a tournament. Playing it a third time gets a little bit boring. For sure. So now you're just playing a red and a blue, basically. So that's good. So we can do a front and a back. Ice Dragon. What else we got coming up? Oh, of course, it's Christmas. So we will see the release of the Pro DXmas again, which is basically just the Pro DX with a little bit of Lance Armstrong pumped into it there. It's got that extra distance on it. Country Club Championship. So we just had French Family defending champs regular season, defending champs for the CCC tournament, and it looks like they're up to a lead right now, heading into the final weekend. Now remember, if you want a chance to play in the Ultimate Golf Country Club Championship tournament, top 16 is what you need. Still a few days left. There was a little bit of gap between 16 and then 17 through 21 was pretty tight. But with the amount of tournaments we have left this week, the use of mastery pins, I think those final few spots could be up for grabs. So if you're a member of one of those clubs, you still got a shot.
After it.
And what else? Yeah, Snowmageddon here in Ontario. Man, oh man. I had a chance to walk my daughter to school today, and it was a gong show. It was, if I had some of those I read the word idea, so now I just read it out loud. If I had one of those cleat things you can put on the bottom of your boots, I would have put them on. It was a disaster. It was like a skating rink out there. I don't know if it's hit you guys the ice storm down there yet, but it is.
We're slushy right now. It's slick, but it's not black ice or anything yet. You can still see it's slushy. So you just have to drive like you live in Southern Ontario, like you have for some of us for 40 plus years. You just got to be careful, you know.
And I've
slow
got
and steady wins the race.
I've got the big truck with the big tires and the big 4x, so I definitely have that false confidence that I can go anywhere, I can be fine. And next thing you know, hey, what's that tow truck number? No, I wouldn't do that.
That's usually the first thing I do, backing out of the driveway, right? I back out of the driveway and then I just gun it when I put it in park just to see what it's like. And then the first time I get up to my mailbox, it was a community mailbox about 20 feet away, I hammer the brakes just to see, what distance I've got and what stopping power I've got. So I kind of test it out before I get out on the main roads, but just to get a sense of where you're at.
I'm 42 years old, and one of the first things I do in a weather when the weather's like this is when I go around that first corner, I hang that ass end out like I'm driving on a dirt track. And of course I do. It's safe. Don't matter. I can be 70. I guarantee if it's safe, if the road's wide and there's no cars or anything.
For sure. Yep.
But I guarantee when I'm 70, I will still be doing the same thing because you know what? It's fun as hell. As long as you do it in a safe manner. And someone like Lee, oh, wow. Lima talking about weather. I guess a tornado hit his hometown, hit a hospital. Damn.
Oof.
Shit. You don't want to see that. Man.
Oh.
So we like getting on sidetracks all the time. So I say to my kids, we always have it's one of my dad phrases that I say is nature always wins. And it doesn't matter if it's, it came about for me. We drove by a parking lot that had since been closed off, had barricades around it. And then you could see it from one year to the next and the next. And it only took 5 or 6 years and you could barely recognize it as a parking lot anymore because there had been like a couple trees growing through and the grass and everything. And it had broken up the asphalt. And that's what started I remember I like just came up with it. I was like, look, kids, like nature always wins. And it's no different. Like you're in the water, you're in the ocean. Yeah. You turn your back on those waves. Nature always wins. It's going to get you. And just like this, it doesn't matter how well you build something or whatever, nature will find a way of winning. And it's, yeah.
You need to respect it.
It always wins.
Respect it.
It was kind of like a Banger playing Ultimate Golf on those runs. Banger always wins. But now nature always wins. Speaking of Banger, so UG Caddy, in its final testing stages, we've seen on Facebook some of the rounds these guys are putting up. Now, it is not the be-all and end-all of how apps work and what it does, but it's going to get you right there. Some of these players that have been playing for a certain way for so long, they probably don't need it. They've got their own numbers. They have their own way of doing stuff. But I can guarantee if you're getting in the 750s and the 800s on your approaches, it's going to get you up in the 850s, the 875s. And then eventually in a week or two, you're going to start getting in the 880s and the 890s. And then you're going to start getting 1 or 2 drops and then 3 and 4 drops. And next thing you know, you're going to be up with the rest of the people where 7 drops. And you finish 5th at a tournament because you need 8 and sometimes 9 out of 9 on 9 now, depending on the courses, to get those in. If you like drops, though, pay attention. One of the tournaments this weekend is going to be Drop City. I'm calling it right now. No less than 10 perfect 18s will be out there. We are going short tees. We're going short par 4s.
Oh, daddy likes.
It is going to be a absolute, just a score fest. It's going to come down to TB. Now, if every single tournament came down to this, where it was TB on par 4s, I would hate it. It would suck. I would say, no, let's go 999 for all the par 4s for everything. Once in a while, to run this once every so often, I kind of like it. We don't get a chance very often to have to put it close on the par 4s to win a tournament. And who was it? Was it Landon? Someone recently dropped 2 in one round, too. Oh, who was
it? Jeff? Purple Haze? Who's Purple Haze?
It was the other Jeff. It was Natterer. He dropped 2 in one round. I still remember my first par 4 ace. You'll never forget it. Haha. But it's fun. It's fun going after them. Like we've all got a million albatrosses now. Yes, we still do give a little fist bump when you get an albatross.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not as cool anymore as it was for the first little bit. But that par 4 ace, every single time, not only is it a little bit of a surprise because you never expect it to go in, but it's always a yes, 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 yes. Yeah. You hit that replay if they're not full. You're sending it to your buddies. Par 4 ace is always fun.
So you said that you said it's going to be an absolute, and I thought shit show, but no, it's going to be an absolute pin show.
That's funny.
Pin show too.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It was Natter. See, I had the wrong Jeff. Sorry, Landrew. You could probably have done it too. Your game's good.
I nailed it. I got Purple Haze.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You are 100% at an advantage with pins. Absolutely, for sure. Yeah. Can you win without them? Absolutely.
Sure.
It's an advantage for sure.
I actually don't know what the numbers. I know the numbers change a little bit, and I know some of our guys have them dialed in pretty good. But when I put one on, I just step up and tee it up and let her rip. But I know the numbers change if you use some of them where if it's a multi with everything, your power and your accuracy change things a little bit. So I'm not there yet, but certainly help.
I'm definitely more in favor of adding a pin, like a power pin on my ball and a power pin on my club over doing the multi-stats, just for that reason.
Well, I'm running low, Duff, man, because I don't have any more top spinnies. So in order for me to get the top spinnies, I got to use the multi-stats. Otherwise, I would rather just a club pin and a power pin for a ball and and I do it that way. You're right, because I don't want my secondary shot to have pins on them. I just want to use it on the drive and be done with them. But
yes, I agree with you
there.
Top
spinnies in the shop there. Put a little bow on those bad boys and a little Christmas bow.
I would expect that they'll be back sooner than later. Alan Coffer, what's up? I forgot to say hello earlier because we were in the middle of yapping. Someone asking about UG Caddy on iOS. It's coming. It'll be after the Android release and all that. I'm sure. Banger will be able to answer that more, but you know it's coming. It's going to be there as well. All right, now we're in the wrap it up review stage. So obviously SEA Seattle, SF San Francisco. There's Eazzy's numbers. He's got the Niners 62.38% over the Seahawks. And we've got me, Duff. We've got Rastafarian. Let's go back to this one just so we can get that Rastafarian picture that I threw in on the fly in the middle of it. You've got me, Duff. You've got him, Eazzzy. Me and my silly toque. Him and his just overall silliness. And yes, the Team Canada jersey. I love it. I've got a bunch hanging up in my closet upstairs. All right, guys. It's Thursday. Be good to each other. Be safe. Hope everything's good in your hometown there, Lima. You never like hearing that or seeing that. And, we'll be thinking about the people of your hometown there. Hope everyone's good. And with just a few injuries and hopefully no deaths. Guys, go get your wife something for Christmas now. Don't leave it to the last minute. So go. You have time right now on Amazon to order something. Go do it right now. And other than that, I'm Duff. He's Eazzzy. And we'll see you guys next time. Ciao.
Video up?
No, we're still on. They can hear us. I don't care. Stop it.